Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. Okay. Welcome to the 2016 Clinical Laboratory Science White Coat Ceremony.
A todos a la 2016 Ceremonia de Bata Blanca para la Ciencia de Laboratorio Clínico.
Very good.
Thank you. Oh my God. I cannot say all of it.
Okay. Before we get started, we have some special guests from the Dean's office. We have our Dean, Dr. Laker, with us tonight, and he's going to come up here and say a few words. And we also have Dr. Wang, who's our Associate Dean for Undergraduate Curriculum. Stand up, Lynn. Dr. Laker's going to say a few words right now. Thank you, Dr. Laker.
Thank you. So, I will try to keep it short. Before I came over here, I made 2 pages of notes of what I could talk about, but I will just take a few of those. But in any case, good evening and welcome. I'm really honored to speak here tonight to you, and I really would like to say congratulations to you, because you have worked so hard to get here. So applause to you. Now this evening really marks a transformation for you. A transformation into professional life, into a profession. And it starts today. Maybe I've started a little bit earlier, but today is the mark, right? And I think this is really a very special one that you should remember for the rest of your life. This is a new journey that you're beginning. And I know that many people say life is one big journey. I think life is actually many little journeys, one after another. Sometimes it's in a straight line. It seems like it's one big journey. Other times you take some detours over here and there, or maybe back. But there are little journeys that you really need to remember. And during those journeys, you will encounter challenges. And this program will be challenging for you. But there will be also many rewards. And I can tell you from my own travels on these professional journeys that it's not always easy. And when I started my profession, I was really doubtful. I was anxious. I didn't even know if I belonged. There were all these people that were really smart around me. I thought, is that really me? And after a while, yes, it could be me. And it was me, right? I finally became a professional. And along this journey, I really have learned a few things. And let me just briefly allow me to share those little nuggets of wisdom. And maybe they will be useful for you. They might not be, whichever way you like. But I think one of the things that's very important in journeys is that they all have a beginning. And what's the hardest part of the beginning? It's that first step. If you don't move, the journey will never start. You have to make that first step. If you have 1,000 miles of journey, it always starts with a first step. If you never do the first step, you will never arrive. So whatever happens in your life, if you don't like it, if there's something wrong, make that first step to change it. It is in your power to do so. Expect the challenges, of course, but also remember that you are much more capable of overcoming things than you actually believe you can. Once you try, you know you can do much, much more than you actually can. Now, be always open to new things. Keep an open mind. That way you can absorb knowledge can evaluate knowledge. We can evaluate how this can be useful for me, can be useful for you, can be useful for my family, can be useful for my community, could be useful for my country. The one thing that I definitely have learned, even so it's lots of fun to think about it, but as there are no magic bullets out there. Even so, every morning when I come to work, I drive by this big sign. I think it now says $107 million. That's a lottery. Sure, it's fun to think about it, to pay $1 and get $107 million back. But your chance of doing that like this, right? So there are really no magic bullets. You have to do the work. You have to put in the effort. And then above all, really appreciate the time that you have. It will be a wonderful time. So when you get your white coat today, just remember, when you take that first step after you get it, that's your life too, life and profession, your chosen profession. And then lastly, I want you to do one commitment. So be happy over the next 18 months? 15 months. Take that journey, be happy. Take that journey and forge your own path. But if you need help, guess what? We have some of the finest faculty here. Where they all are. They're here. And they're here to help you along this journey. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Licker. Thank you, Dr. Laker. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the faculty now from the Clinical Lab Science program. I am Sandra Tijerina. I am an associate professor, and I am the program director. Yo soy Sandra Tijerina. Soy profesora en el programa de Ciencias Clínicas y soy la directora del programa. Les voy a presentar, this is Maria Teresa Aguirre. She's a clinical assistant professor. Maria Elena Reina is also a clinical assistant professor. Ivania Passat is a clinical assistant professor. Dr. Nadetta, I don't think he's with us right now. He might be running late. Is a professor in the program. So is Dr. Gilkerson. I don't think he's here either. And we have Crystal Villarreal, who is a lecturer. Okay, so what is the white coat ceremony? The white coat ceremony signifies a new phase in the education of a healthcare professional.
La ceremonia de la bata blanca significa una nueva fase en la educación del profesional al cuidado de la salud.
The white coat is a traditional symbol of the medical clinician, scientist, and other healthcare professional.
La bata blanca es un símbolo tradicional del médico, del científico y de otros profesionales al cuidado de la salud.
Donning of the white coat represents the knowledge, skill, and integrity of the healthcare professions.
Colocar la bata blanca representa el conocimiento, habilidades, integridad de los profesionales al cuidado de la salud.
White coat investiture recognizes a student's entry into a healthcare profession.
Al investir a los estudiantes con la bata blanca, los reconoce como parte de las profesiones al cuidado de la salud.
It symbolizes them being recognized as junior colleagues.
Los reconoce como colegas que inician.
So there are several things that happens with the acceptance of the white coat. So the students' acceptance of the white coat, first of all, signifies the acceptance of the responsibility for developing and maintaining professional attitudes and behaviors.
Al aceptar los estudiantes la bata blanca significa aceptar la responsabilidad para desarrollar y mantener aptitudes y comportamientos profesionales.
It's also the acceptance of the responsibility for maintaining professional relationships with classmates, teachers, patients, and the community.
Aceptar la responsabilidad de mantener relaciones profesionales con compañeros de clases, maestros y pacientes, así como con la comunidad.
It also signifies acknowledgement of the code of ethics for the profession
Conocer los códigos de ética de la profesión
and affirmation of the knowledge that a patient, as well as other healthcare professionals, depend upon the accuracy and professionalism of their work.
estar consciente que un paciente, así como otros profesionales de la salud, depende de la veracidad y profesionalismo de su trabajo.
So, a little bit about the history. The very first ceremony occurred in 1993 at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons.
La primera ceremonia se realizó en 1993 en la Universidad de Columbia, Colegio de Médicos y Cirujanos.
Dr. Arnold Gold recognized that medical students needed to understand the Hippocratic Oath when they start their education, not at the end.
Dr. Arnold Gold reconoció que los estudiantes médicos necesitaban comprender el juramento hipocrático al comenzar su educación y no al final de la misma.
Over 100 medical schools now hold a white coat ceremony.
Cerca de 100 escuelas médicas realizan actualmente una ceremonia de bata blanca.
And it has spread to other healthcare professions, including pharmacy, dentistry, physician assistants, nursing, and of course, clinical laboratory science.
Lo anterior se ha extendido a otras profesiones al cuidado de la salud, incluyendo farmacia, odontología, asociado médico, enfermeras y ciencias de laboratorio clínico.
So, the American Society for Clinical Laboratory Science has a code of ethics. And in this code of ethics, we have a duty, first of all, to the patient. Clinical laboratory professionals are accountable for the quality and integrity of the laboratory services they provide. This obligation includes maintaining individual competence in judgment and performance and striving to safeguard the patient from incompetent or illegal practice by others.
Los profesionales de laboratorio clínico son responsables por la calidad y integridad de los servicios de laboratorio que proveen. Esta obligación incluye mantener la competencia individual juiciosamente, buscando desarrollarse y salvaguardar a los pacientes de las incompetencias y prácticas ilegales que pudieran presentarse.
Clinical laboratory professionals maintain high standards of practice. They exercise sound judgment in establishing, performing, and evaluating laboratory testing.
Los profesionales de laboratorio clínico mantienen altos estándares en su práctica, ejercitan su buen juicio, estableciendo, desarrollando y evaluando exámenes de laboratorio.
The second duty is to colleagues in the profession. Clinical laboratory professionals uphold and maintain the dignity and respect of our profession, and we strive to maintain a reputation of honesty, integrity, and reliability.
Los profesionales de laboratorio clínico mantienen en alto la dignidad y respeto de nuestra profesión y buscan mantener una reputación de honestidad, integridad y confiabilidad.
They contribute to the advancement of the profession by improving the body of knowledge, adopting scientific advances that benefit the patient, maintaining high standards of practice and education, and seeking fair socio-economic working conditions for members of the profession.
Contribuyen al avance de la profesión mejorando sus conocimientos, adoptando avances científicos que beneficien al paciente, mantienen altos estándares en su práctica y en su educación, buscan condiciones de trabajo socioeconómicamente justas para los miembros de la profesión.
Clinical laboratory professionals actively strive to establish cooperative and respectful working relationships with other health professionals with the primary objective of ensuring a high standard of care for the patients they serve.
Los profesionales del laboratorio clínico buscan activamente establecer relaciones de trabajo respetuosas y cooperativas con otros profesionales de la salud, con el objetivo primario de asegurar un alto estándar de cuidado hacia el paciente al que se sirve.
The third duty is their duty to society. As practitioners of an autonomous profession, clinical laboratory professionals have the responsibility to contribute from their sphere of professional competence to the general well-being of the community.
Como practicantes de una profesión autónoma, los profesionales del laboratorio clínico tienen la responsabilidad de contribuir desde su esfera de competencia profesional hacia el bienestar general de la comunidad.
Clinical laboratory professionals comply with relevant laws and regulations pertaining to the practice of clinical laboratory science, and they actively seek, within the dictates of their consciousness, to change those which do not meet the high standards of care and practice to which the profession is committed.
Los profesionales del laboratorio clínico cumplen con leyes relevantes y regulaciones pertinentes a la práctica de la ciencia del laboratorio clínico y buscan activamente dentro de los dictados de su conciencia cambiar aquello que no cumpla los altos estándares de cuidado y prácticas hacia los que la profesión está comprometida.
This is the class who's going to get their white coat today, and they were at a fair last week in Alamo, and so they are already contributing to society by giving of their time. So I would like to introduce now the class of 2016-2017, and I need for Ms. Reina and Dr. Nadetta to come up. And Terry, I guess. And Idania and Crystal, please, and Terry. Can you do this? Stand in for Rob. Okay. Yeah. While I call up. Okay, so I'm going to call up 5 students at a time. George? And they are in alphabetical order.
She hit me with her.
Okay. Okay. Saida Arismendi, Catherine Kroll, Jocelyn Falcon, Smelda Garcia, and Marco Garza. Hey.
No, they need to just look here. Where do they need? You all need to get.
Go stand over there.
Against the wall. Against the wall, you said?
Yeah, go that way. Right there. Okay. Jessica Medrano, April Gonzalez, Cassandra Guajardo, Miriam Hernandez, and Evelyn Herrera. Blanca Nino, Onaida Ortega, Sonia Peña, Reba Rivera, and Isabel Reese. Huh? Yes. No. Yes, I do. What happened? Yeah. Okay. Out of words. Christy LeClaire, Maria Salinas, Jorge Treviño, and Yvette Trigo. No. I had to cut the last 2 to 4. Alveti Tuma, Leonardo Barra, Maria Villanueva, and Chabeli Weary. Yeah, I ran out of students. Okay. Okay, so we are now going to recite the pledge, the faculty and the students together. Yeah. No, we're gonna do it just in English. Can you all see it? You all need to turn around. I don't know how to turn that one on. Okay. As a clinical laboratory professional, I strive to maintain and promote standards of excellence in performing and advancing the art and science of my profession. Preserve the dignity and privacy of patients, uphold and maintain the dignity and respect of our profession. Seek to establish cooperative and respectful working relationships with other health professionals and contribute to the general well-being of the community. I want to thank everybody for coming. Our students have a very long but exciting journey ahead. And your support and understanding, of course, is going to be it's going to be a key factor in their success and for them to be able to graduate. They're going to have long hours of study. You already know that they're here with us 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Their time for being with family is cut down, and they're stressed out. We've tried to cut down the number of exams they have every week, so that they're not bombarded with so much, but they're still always busy. But I think they're a very bright batch of students, and they're going to make us definitely proud. So thank you very much for coming and joining us tonight. And I present to you the class of 2017. please join us for refreshments and a tour of the laboratory upstairs. Once we're done, I think they're gonna have a picture done all together, and then you can go upstairs to have some cake and some drinks. Okay? Thank you.
So we're going to take a picture here. And with the professors too. So you can put it on the website.
But it's okay, take your picture. I'm not, okay.